Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Check one, check two. I'm trying to make sure everything is good to go. It is 8:17 in the morning, July 26th. I woke up this morning and something weird was happening. Something that can't be explained here in Southern California, in Orange County, in San Clemente, California. Something is happening this morning, and quite frankly, I think it determines it warrants, a city-wide emergency, maybe even a statewide emergency. You can't tell by the background, or if you're just listening to the podcast, there's this thing that's happening outside right now, and I don't really know how to explain other than that there's water coming out of the sky. I believe they call it rain in the summertime here in Southern California. That's right. It is we're in sunny Southern California. We woke up this morning and it was freaking raining. Last night I saw some clouds moving in. I didn't want to believe it, but yes, it is raining. To be honest, I've lived here for about six or 7 years, and I do not recall a single time that it has rained here in Southern California in the summertime. It is July and there's rain happening, and I'm joking around about it a little bit, but people here freak out. I'm from Texas. We get thunderstorms all the time. We get heavy rain all the time. I'm used to it. I like seasons. I like weather. I like storms. I miss storms, matter of fact. The people here, they freak out. They don't know how to drive. Like a legit, like people, it's almost like a snow day back in Texas. In Texas, we have snow days, and when it snows in Texas, people don't know how to act. It's the same thing here. This is a little update for those who care about the Olympics, which should be everybody. I haven't got to watch very much of the Olympics. I watched some of the gymnastics yesterday. But a little update on the medal count. We have Japan in the lead in the medal count, as far as with gold medals, I mean. United States is in second. China is in third. Japan has a total of 13 medals. United States 14 medals, and China 18 medals. China has the most total medals. United States has 14 medals. Japan has 13 total medals, but Japan's leading in gold medals. Japan has 2 silver. United States has 3 silver. China has 5 silver. And then Japan has 3 bronze. United States has 4 bronze, and China has 7 bronze medals. I watched some of the ping pong or table tennis yesterday, and that is wild thing to watch. I watched badminton the other day or 2 days ago. That is also wild. The thing about the Olympics is you get exposed to sports that you don't normally get exposed to, and I think it's good to at least learn and respect skills and athleticism of all types of sports. I'm an athlete myself. I play football, but I marvel and respect greatness. So the fact that we have the opportunity to watch the Olympics, and it is the greatest athletes at their craft, or the greatest skills people at their craft from all around the world are competing in the same games. I think it's wild. I think all Olympians should be millionaires, personally. They don't make hardly any money in the Olympics. I actually don't know the specifics of how much they actually make, but I do know that it's chump change compared to other professional athletes. I hope y'all had a great weekend. My weekend was pretty busy. I got a new desk. If you couldn't tell, the camera angle's different. I'm still kind of figuring things out. You can kind of see my keyboard for one of my computers right here. I'm working on getting a better backdrop. I'm working on a bunch of things, but I just want to take a second and thank everybody for watching. Thanks to everybody who's listening on the podcast. This has been a pretty fun experience learning how to do this. For those who don't know, I started off by streaming video games on Facebook about it last May. So a little over a year ago, I started streaming video games on Facebook. I got kind of tired of it. I decided that I don't really think I like the culture of video game streaming. There's a lot of people that I don't know. I was getting a little bit of success in it, but I decided that I don't really. It's not that I don't like the people. I shouldn't say that. That's a bad thing to say. It's not that I don't like the people. I don't like the people who run the Facebook. That's even worse to say. I decided that I don't like what it takes, or the way that people get famous, or get that, how people make it on Facebook gaming. I'm sure it's a little different on YouTube and Twitch, but I don't know, the way the algorithms work, the way what you have to do in order to get to the point where you're like a full-time streamer. It's not the work. It's not that I'm afraid of hard work. That's not what it is. That's just not me. I didn't even watch video game streaming before I started streaming video games. So I don't know. I don't love it. But doing this show, it's a different change of pace. It's a different kind of style of content. Right now I'm just monologuing for however long we do it. But the whole point is to interact with the guys. See, I liked more interacting with the audience part of it than playing the games for those who were watching. And so that's one reason why I started the show. And I think for everybody who has participated in episodes, last episode we had was great. Or maybe it was 2 episodes ago, where we had multiple people interacting with each other, and it made for a great show. But that's just the beginning. We're gonna build a live audience here. So if you're listening on a podcast later, make sure you follow us on Twitch, JJ's live show on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. It's just whatever platform you're gonna watch live. That's the one I want you to do. You don't need to do all 3. Just whatever one is going to get you where you can interact live, because the whole point, it's JJ's live show. Okay. My dog is about to drive me crazy again. It seems like every time I sit down and to go live, he just starts playing. Hey, you can play, just don't be loud, okay? Or go out. Okay, it's raining outside now. He's all wet. Okay. Now he's sitting all nice and proper, leaning against me. Okay. Anyways, but thanks again so much for the supporters and the people who have liked and followed the show so far. We're getting close to 50 followers on Facebook already. We have 9 subscribers on YouTube and 5 or 6 followers on Twitch. I don't really understand how Twitch works, so I keep getting confused every time I look at my Twitch dashboard. So I'm definitely gonna need to look when I have time this week. I need to look into how to like make my Twitch better. Okay, but for those who are deciding what to watch on or participate on, I have heard from audience members that so far Twitch has the best, I don't know, it's just kind of like the best viewing experience. So if you want to watch on Twitch, do that. But also, this is what I need you guys to do. I haven't really asked anybody to do this. Like, I haven't like sat down and asked people to do this. But this is what I need you to do. Please. First off, I need Cooper to just lay down. Cooper's my dog, for those who don't know. But please, whatever platform you're watching or listening on, please share it. Tell your friends, like it, comment. We got to get the word out. We got to get people involved with this, because the more this show will really start to take root. I can see it. This show will really start to take root. This platform will really start to take root once we get people involved. Because you guys are what's going to make the show. You guys, the viewers, you guys, the fans. Okay? I just want to facilitate what you guys would want as a great show. So look, I'm even gonna do it with you. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm even gonna share it right now. So I'm gonna go on to my Facebook. That's just what I can easily access. And I'm gonna hit share, and I'm gonna share to these little groups. I'm gonna share to these groups. I'm gonna make a little post. Boom, shared. It's that easy. Took me 2 seconds, and I supported my own self in the show. And also make sure you like. Anyways, continuing on with the Olympics. That was a little bit of housekeeping. To continue on with the Olympic standings, it's ROC. I'm assuming that's the Russian Olympic people. They are nowhere near the amount of, well, I guess in total medals, they're kind of close, but they are nowhere near the amount. Oh, I'm showing it on the screen here. They are nowhere near the amount of gold medals to Japan. They have half the gold medals. They only have 12 total medals. I'm glad that Russia is not doing well in these Olympics. Like I said, I don't wish failure on anybody, but I mean, as far as the competitive aspect, I'm glad that Russia isn't doing well because of the state-sponsored doping that they went through. I don't know all the specifics, but we all know that, or if you don't know already, it's pretty common knowledge that Russia got caught with state-sponsored doping. What that is where the Russian government was directly involved in giving their Olympic athletes performance-enhancing drugs. I don't remember specifically. I mean, I don't think they were all steroids, but it was a rampant amount of performance-enhancing drugs, and they would still be able to pass tests. It was like a whole scheme that they had going on. I don't even know how long it was going on for, but Russia was caught. That's why Russia cannot fly the flag in the Olympics. I don't know how long they're banned for. How long is Russia banned from Olympics? 4 years. to include the 2020 Olympics and the 2022 World Cup. So Russia was banned for 4 years. That started in 2016, because in 2016, I think, right? I remember the last Olympics, they weren't allowed to compete. I don't remember if it was winter or not. I think it was just the Winter Olympics. So even in the so it was, no, yeah, it just started in 2018. They're banned from the 2022 World Cup as well as the 2020 Olympics. To me, the fact that, look, I get it. I don't think that any Russian name should. I don't think any Russian athletes should be able to participate. I get it that it wasn't necessarily all the athletes' faults for participating in the doping. You know, the state sponsored whatever. It was, they're basically forced to do it, is from what I kind of grasped. However, it would suck as an Olympic athlete to not be able to compete because of what my government did. But at some point, they're still able to bring pride to Russia, and those athletes were still involved with the cheating. So there needs to be a little bit stricter ban, but that's neither here or there. But I'll tell you what, Shakira Richardson, we're gonna really miss her this Olympics. This Olympic medal race is pretty tight so far, and we're really gonna miss Shakira Richardson. She's not competing at all in the Olympics. For those who don't know that's the track runner who got banned for marijuana. We talked about that on the first episode. Might have actually been the second episode of the show, of JJ's live show. So if you want to go back and listen to that, I give my takes on it. We got some audience members involved, and they gave their 2 cents about why, about the whole concept, about everything involving Shakira Richardson getting banned from the Olympics. Okay. Look, if you click this down arrow right here, it even says why they banned. Russia has been banned from the 2018 Winter Olympics because of a doping scheme. The penalty comes as a result of a lengthy investigation into Kremlin-sponsored doping scheme. Russian athletes may be allowed to participate as individuals. I actually didn't even know before that point that you could compete in the Olympics as individuals and not actually fly a flag. I thought you had to. I don't even know how that process works. But moving on. So we talked about this briefly, but Texas and OU were the University of Texas and Oklahoma University were talking about moving conferences. We talked about that, I think, on Friday in the show. I woke up to the news. I wasn't sure how set in stone that was going to be, but it seems like over the weekend, the news really kind of like evolved, I guess. And officially, Texas and OU are not renewing the Big 12 media rights. So when their contract is over, they're not going to be part of the Big 12. Now, there are people who think that Texas, specifically Texas, should be independent and OU should go to the SEC, just because of the notoriety, the value of the brand, and the fact that Texas has their own TV network and all of that. It's neither here nor there. The good thing that can come about it is that the University of Texas and Texas A&M, if Texas goes to the SEC, Texas and Texas A&M will probably start to play each other again. They're gonna keep the Texas No U game no matter what, the Red River Shootout, because that's a freaking money grabber. For those who don't know what the Red River Shootout is, it's when the University of Texas is in Austin, the University of Oklahoma is in Norman, Oklahoma. Okay. So the border between Texas and Oklahoma is the Red River. Every year, Texas and OU play each other in a game in Dallas in the Cotton Bowl called the Red River Shootout. I believe they're trying to change the name from shootout to something else. But we can't change the name. We shouldn't change the name. But it's played in the Cotton Bowl every year on one of the Saturdays of the state fair. So I'm gonna try to pull up a good picture of what it looks like. Those listening to the podcast, you can just Google. Or right now I'm technically using Bing because of how my setup is, but it's okay. Bing isn't terrible. I lied. Bing is terrible. I hate it. Let me go to Google. I'm literally gonna leave Bing, go to Google, and then retype the same thing in. Red River Shoot. And they're trying to call it the Red River Showdown, but it's not. It's not. People like shootout. It's two Southern teams. It's a shootout. That's how it works. But I'm gonna Google the picture so you guys can just see the spectacle of the sport. It's one of the biggest rivalries in pretty much all of sports. But the visual, I have to just tell people to just. I've never been to this game personally. I've always wanted to. My dream is to play in this game, but the visual spectacle that this just looking at it, everything about the whole atmosphere of the game. It's at the state fair. There's a bunch of Texas pride. It's in Dallas, so even though it's in Texas, it's halfway between Texas, where Austin is, where the University of Texas is in Austin, and where OU is in Norman. It's literally, the only difference is by 2 miles. I don't remember the exact distance they travel each team, but it's virtually the same distance that they travel each team. I'm just trying to pull up a full like image without it being weird. But it's being weird. But they're going to keep no matter what is going to happen, this game is going to be kept because it's a big cash grab. Is what I was getting at. I'm just trying to pull up they play for the golden hat. That's the whole point, is they play for the golden hat. And my phone is ringing. It makes my iPad ring, and I apologize for the sounds. Let's hear it. I just want to open link and how do I just open? I just want to open just the image. Okay. Yeah, this is a good one. This is just what it looks like. This is like a wide angle. This is like an older picture. This is before, it looks like before the Cotton Bowl was expanded and remodeled a little bit. But look at that. Half the field on one side is burnt orange, and the other side is completely crimson red. And even in the end zone, they have one side that says Texas, one side that says Oklahoma. It is literally the city of Dallas becomes this electric, just charge of rivalry and sport. And it's all in good fun too. It's like it's not. I'm not gonna say it's a respectful rivalry because there's a lot of savagery that goes on in this. But if you are from Texas and I'm from the Dallas area. The time of the year that this happens every year, this is such a big deal. So the SEC is gonna, or just wherever Texas and Oklahoma go, this game will still happen. I though miss when Texas and Texas A&M used to play each other every year. It was like Thanksgiving weekend. It was like the day after Thanksgiving, I believe, is when they would play each other. I have vivid memories of being in Amarillo, Texas, watching Texas and Texas A&M play each other every year. And I have very vivid memories of, I said that because I used to go to Amarillo every year for Thanksgiving. Sorry. I used to go to Amarillo every year for Thanksgiving. We'd wake up at 5 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning. My dad and I, and then when my dad got married my stepmom, my dad, my stepmom, and I, we would drive 5.5, 6 hours to Amarillo from Dallas and be there just in time at my Aunt Cindy's house for Thanksgiving lunch. We'd watch the Dallas Cowboys play, and then I believe it was the next day we would go, Chad, my cousin, and I, and my dad, we would watch. It'd for sure be just us. We'd at least go somewhere. But my other cousin, Shauna, is an OU fan. So there's a bit of rivalry in the family. That's okay. Now my brother also is he turned to the dark side. My brother was a UT fan. Then he ended up getting a degree from the University of Oklahoma, so he's also turned to the dark side. But I remember going and watching the Texas and Texas A&M game every year, Thanksgiving weekend, and it just being amazing. And then the last time Texas and Texas A&M played each other, because Texas A&M wanted to move conferences, and they did. So the last time Texas and Texas A&M played each other was at College Station. The game was a very close game. I think who was playing at the time? It was Colt McCoy, I believe. I could be wrong on who the quarterback was, but Justin Tucker ended up kicking a game-winning field goal. So not only did Texas A&M leave the conference, the sour taste in their mouth of losing last game, but they lost their last game at home to a game-winning field goal to Justin Tucker and the University of Texas. I'm about to Google last game between Texas and EAMU. I can't remember who the quarterback was. It was the final score was 27-25, but it was November 2011. Texas football QB 2011. It was Ash. Oh yeah. It was. Okay, so that was the year we had a bunch of different quarterbacks. It was after Colt McCoy left. So there was David Ash. There was, which he was a freshman at the time. Then there was Casey McCoy. There was Garrett Gilbert. We had like a issue at quarterback that year. We ended up going 8-5 that season, with a record of 4-5 in the conference. Doesn't matter. We beat Texas A&M. I like to make sure I start on time for you guys. I believe I try to go live at 8:15. My goal is to go Monday through Thursday, and then possibly every other Saturday. I believe in staying disciplined. I believe in not staying rigid in a routine, but having a routine is important, especially for me. I wake up while my wife is getting ready for work. I would start earlier, but I try to start the show right when my wife leaves, which is at 8:15. So I basically just wait on her to leave. That way, it's like I live in a small place, so I just want to make sure that the show is just good quality content. I want people walking around in the background, all that kind of stuff. But I walk my dog, except for this morning because of the situation we got going outside. Like the world ending. I mean, it's just rain, but might as well be. I walk my dog while she's getting ready for work, and then I come home. I do a couple other things. I try to sound check. I try to visual check. I try to get everything. I hang up this blanket to block like the sun coming in. I'm working on a different backdrop. I'm working on a lot of things in my house right now. But I just want to encourage you guys, as you guys go along this week, to find that rhythm. Being in a routine helps get that rhythm, and it helps you stay more productive, helps you stay on track, helps you, accomplish goals. I'm not saying that you need to get in a rut, but I do believe that it is very important to get a routine down, especially if you work like a normal job Monday through Friday. Get up earlier, go to the gym, maybe, go to the gym right after work, or read or do whatever. I don't read. I go to the gym, I work out, I train. I despise reading. That's neither here nor there. I can't do it. I hate it. But anyways, I just want to encourage you guys to stay disciplined. If you're not disciplined, get disciplined. All right. I promise, once you get some routine and discipline in your life, it just makes your life a little better. I don't know if it just because it makes you more successful. I don't know if it makes it, you sleep better and then you feel better. I don't know what it is. But there's something about having a routine, staying disciplined, that just overall brings a better quality of life. Look, I've never heard anybody say they regret waking up early and go to the gym. I've never heard anybody say they regret, being on time for everything. I've never heard anybody regret making their bed every morning. Just simple things like that. Start off small. If you're not disciplined at all, if you don't have a routine, start off small. Wake up, make your bed. Okay? My wife gets mad at me because I don't fully make the bed. Her definition of making the bed and my definition of making the bed are two totally different things. But at least I'm consistent. Well, the way I make the bed is I usually first off, it's because my wife uses 35 blankets all on her side of the bed, and they all get tangled up and twisted and whatnot. But what I do is I just, throw the sheet over and I throw the blanket over and just make sure everything's flat. My wife likes to take off the comforter, take off, the extra blanket. She puts on the sheet. She makes it fold it all nice. And then she puts on her side, her little extra blanket. Then she puts on the comforter and then she tucks it all in. Like a hotel turn down service. And I ain't about that. I got stuff to do. I'm busy. And that's when she actually makes the bed, because she doesn't hardly ever make the bed every morning. I'm it's easy to do that when you do it once a week, but I make the bed almost every day. When I say I make the bed, I just, like I said, throw the covers on so at least it looks somewhat presentable. And that's just something simple I do every day. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just something simple every day to get you in a routine, something simple to keep discipline. I believe that you can do it. You are destined for greatness. If you're listening to this, you are destined for greatness. I believe in you. God believes in you. God loves you. And I know that you guys are going to have a good freaking Monday. If you listen to the show, you're already starting off the week great. All right. This week, I'm going to get some more topics for you guys. Today, we talked about the Olympics. Today, we talked about just some random stuff. We talked about some sports news today. Maybe we'll get some other topics. If you are listening or watching, comment below in whatever platform you're watching on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, and let me know what you want to watch. If you're listening on Spotify or Anchor, hit that share button, hit the support button if you'd like. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys listening. Let's have a great start to the week, everybody. I will be live back here tomorrow at 8:15 in the morning. Today was a short show, only 30 minutes. Boom, easy. But that's part of the routine, okay? I said all that because I'm going to get the routine to have a great show for you guys Monday through Thursday, 8:15 right here, JJ's live show. Make sure you tune in when you can. Tell your friends. Tell your grandmas, tell your wives, tell your laughs, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. What is that old video? I don't know. I can't remember. I'm just babbling at this point. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys. Have a good freaking day. Deuces. Hook 'em.